Welcome to a Spa Girls mini tip session. We focus on the burning questions authors have so they can write better and sell more books. Let's go.
Hello and welcome back to the madness. So this little Spa Girls mini session, we are talking about what makes your story boring. In fact, we've identified 5 super boring mistakes that all of us have made at one time or the other. So don't be like us. Trudy, kick us off.
Number 1 is starting with the weather. Intro to a book or to a chapter. Don't start with, it was a lovely day out there in the world. The sun was shining and I hope you hear how boring that is. I mean, the only example that suddenly pops into my head as I say that is there was a storm brewing and we were all in the middle of it and about to be destroyed by the death ray lightning, something like that, which... But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about those really long descriptive passages where someone feels that they need to start a scene describing every little piece of
I
blade
just want
of
to
grass.
read it. I want to know that I want to read the book, right? So if I start and someone's, my attention span's like of a gnat. So if within the first few lines, I'm just like, it's all about la, 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 la. And, you know, bunnies hopping down the road and the fields are green. I'm just out.
Yeah. 100%.
Hook me.
Yeah.
Hook me, buddy.
Yeah. And it's
Hook
not
me.
a hook to
Hook me
describe.
fast, baby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Baby, one more time, you know.
Yeah. 100%. Perfect. Okay, so that is number 1 done and dusted, I believe.
Go, Wendy.
Trudy.
Okay, so I am, well, I can't even remember. Oh, that's right. Characters staring into the mirror and describing themselves.
Oh, I love this one.
La, la, la. Do you know what? I actually think it's quite boring for one, but I just find it a bit lazy, a little bit clumsy.
Self-involved.
I mean,
in a mirror and admires
I've
their
got
perky breasts.
beautiful heart-shaped lips and perky breasts and my hair is golden.
And look at my beautiful eyebrows.
Yeah, you know, like I would personally rather have the description given to me from another character, like there's that biatch who's got like, you know, a hot rack and, you know, rah, rah, rah. Or the guy saying, you know what I mean, right? It's like,
she walked into the room flicking her long blonde hair.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
With
She's
eyes
stunning,
the colour of sapphires.
Oh my God, look at those lips, it's so pouty. You know, like, so...
and doing it from the perspective of that character too. Like the only time I can think of where it might be acceptable to have someone looking in the mirror and describing themselves is if the character was really narcissistic and kind of all about what they look like, and it was something like really distinctive.
The other way completely. She was a dormouse and she looked in the mirror and she's like, oh God, grey, I'm all in grey again, you know, like that would probably be the only way. And
or maybe they're just walking out the door to a really important meeting or whatever, and she's just checking, you know, that the suit that she's wearing.
But she's checking in a way that's like, I'm not wrinkled, not
got no lipstick on my
teeth, eyes and my eyebrows are this and my hair is that, and no one does that, right?
Nobody that we want to know does that.
No. Okay.
Just
So number 3 is
dream sequence. So this is a funny one, really, because we all know of the person that's, you know, been hit on the head and they've suffered from amnesia, but the dream sequence is another level. So they've fallen asleep, or the story is being told as if actually it all is happening, and then they wake up. You know, and it was all just a dream.
And it's actually quite annoying as a reader to have that happen to you, because it's kind of breaking the promise. I feel like I feel a little bit like I'm gypped, like I'm just
when they do it in a movie. And you know, the story that you thought was happening didn't happen at all. It's like you just tricked me, and I don't like it.
It's laziness, and it's you feel gypped, and you've invested into something that's been written as in that book, and you believed it, and you're 100% there, and then they woke up, and I'm just like, I want to.
Is it just a filler? You know, like you could have probably said in a couple of paragraphs what they wish their life would be, or whatever. You know.
No, it's not a clever device. Don't be fooled into thinking you're the first person.
So that's a no from us.
That's a no. It's a firm no. So moving on to my one, which is, as you know, ... And this is a way that newer writers, and I include myself in this, get information across to another character, from one character to another, that you
So
think
give
the reader needs to know. So, for example, you've got two characters, your main character and her best friend talking, and the main character will say to the best friend, as you know, I am an orphan of 15 years, and when my mother died, leaving me, $15 billion, it's been a struggle to manage that. Like, you're not, the
it's all
character already
information
knows that.
Yeah,
It's you're not being clever. It's not the right way to go about it, and you're already telling it. And a reader is like, hang on a second, nobody speaks like that. We all know each other. When characters know each other, they've got a shorthand. Like we basically speak in sign language now between us. Like various grunts and groans, and
you would rather have the
so,
crotchety old bugger leaning on the fence going, there's that bloody
exactly.
Ellie who won that 15 million, who does she think she is type scenario,
exactly. You can still convey it, but also note
Yeah.
that the difference in that example is the as you know, which is we're saying is the mistake. Often it's a big long sort of piece of information, whereas Wendy's saying it's a throwaway comment or an observation, but really condensed down, and that's the way to do it.
It's the difference. It's the difference between showing versus telling, right?
Yeah.
Which we will talk about in another mini session, not for this time, but it's as you know, the character already knows, you're only doing it for the reader, and this is really the most boring way to tell a reader in this kind of structure.
That's a no from us as well, okay?
That's another big no, actually.
No.
Yeah.
So to round out our big no's,
Trudel.
Ending.
Big nose?
Big nose. I don't know. I think either I've got a big nose or I'm getting a big no, as in just no, Trudy.
Just a no, Trudy.
Anyway, ending with characters going to sleep at the end of a chapter.
Yawn.
Well, so we've done another little mini session on ways to end a chapter, and this is not one of them, because it is not and she was happy and she glided into sleep and just lay, like whatever, boring. It's not going to get someone to the next chapter. It's not exciting. It's not, what we want is something to carry us through the story, and having a character lie down and go to sleep is not it. So I just know that's a big no from me. I
absolutely 100.
Can't be dealing with that one.
I mean, it's like a break for the reader. It's like, okay, nothing's happening now. I may as well go and put the kettle on, and maybe I'll come back to that book tomorrow.
Or maybe I won't.
I won't.
Even if the characters have had this most amazing love scene, and they're drifting off to sleep arm in arm or hand in hand or body to body, the only time you should leave that is when she slides her hand down and suddenly there's a dragon tail on him or something like that, right? Don't be ending them with,
that happens a lot.
Yeah, often. In
the amount of times. Seriously.
It's shocking.
Having said all of this,
it's almost a cliche,
having said all of this, really good writers can do all of these things, but like in a very magical way, but you're not a newbie.
I would argue that they get the same results that those of us that aren't as skilled do those things, but they get the same result in a different way.
But we won't conflict anyone anymore. I think we've covered that off.
No,
don't do it.
Just don't. Be snot. Be snot. Anyway, yes.
Okay. All right.
Until next time. Bye.
Well, bye.